Are you looking for a stand mount or bookshelf speaker that pushes the limits of speaker design? That not only looks really cool, but all of its points are major parts of its functionality? Or maybe you watched the 706 video recently and you thought, is there something more? Well, the answer is yes, and that is the Bowers & Wilkins 705 S2. But hey, welcome back everybody to the Gramophone channel. My name is Luke. So as I mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at the 705 S2, a really wild bookshelf speaker, not only in the looks department, but of course in the sound department. And what's awesome about this is, while the look is crazy in a good way, it also really serves the performance as well. This isn't just to look cool. Because the tweeter is top mounted, it does a lot, and I'm going to talk about that in more depth later. And same for the fact that the woofer gets to occupy all this extra cabinet space all to itself. However, before then, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you don't miss out, because there's always cool content on the way. If you watched the 706 video, I talk a little bit more in general about the history of Bowers & Wilkins, such as how John Bowers got his start in 1966 in a small electronics shop in England. But right now, rather than just recap that, let's change direction a little bit and talk more about design history specifically. If you look back at John Bowers' first major loudspeaker design for his original 800 series, you'll probably notice how it seems segmented. Well, this has continued until today and has always been a major part of the design philosophy at Bowers by localizing each of their drivers and what is essentially their own cabinet. You maximize their benefits and minimize their drawbacks. And the 705 here is special because it's actually the first product in the entire Bowers stack to feature the decoupled design. So let's break down how this actually works in the 705. Now, the business end of the tweeter, really the entire driver, as tweeters are very small, is just right up in the front here. So why the long tube, which kind of looks like the nacelle of a jet engine hanging off of an aircraft? And I think that's pretty wild. And that purpose is actually to be kind of like a reverse horn. You know, when you make a horn, it's going to take a smaller sound and then amplify it and extend it out. But what if we did that in reverse? As Sir Isaac Newton told us, and there's no arguing with him, every action makes an equal and opposite reaction. So as we're producing that energy that we want to hear, we're also producing a back wave from the rear of the driver. So by taking that kind of horn shape but using it in reverse, we're going to compress that sound down and allow it to bleed out more smoothly so that it's less of an issue and less of an impact to the overall sound. And I'd also like to recap what Bowers is actually using in the drivers themselves. With the 705, really the cabinetry and the design of the tweeter is kind of the star of the show, but let's not sleep on the drivers either. This is the carbon dome tweeter that I talked a little bit about in the 706 video, just given even better form by having its own enclosure here. That carbon tweeter is really extended, very detailed, probably one of the most so for any speaker in this price range. And its counterpart down here, this is the Continuum cone woofer. This is a trickle-down technology from the famous 800 series, and it's an aramid fiber woofer. Bowers won't tell me exactly what the secret sauce is for obvious reasons, but what I can tell you is that it's really good and it really works. This is a ported speaker, and you can see the venting in the back. That actually allows us to produce a little bit more bass energy, but the cabinet mitigating some of what we don't want to hear. So you can actually take this otherwise negative thing and use it for the purposes of good. The 705s are hyper detailed and they have a pretty solid bass extension and a nice mid-range. I'd still think the operative word that comes to mind for them is a little bit bright, but not necessarily in the bad way, as that certainly means detail, and I mean detail for days, hearing everything hidden in the mix. So if you're the kind of person who wants to have complete revelation of what you're listening to, you don't mind a little bit of a treble heavy signature, then this is probably your speaker. And if you're someone who just outright enjoys a bright sound signature, then it is definitely your speaker. And just one other detail to share with you guys, this is a bi-amp capable speaker. As you can see, we have 4 binding posts. So you can actually run 2 amps into this if you want to, or you can bi-wire it by using a 4-conductor cable, whatever you want to do. So for the price of $3,300 for the pair, if that is where you're shopping and you're the kind of person who wants to hear every little detail you possibly can in whatever mix you're listening to, be it movies, music, what have you, this is your guy if you need a bookshelf. And you can pick up a pair for yourself by clicking the link down below and heading over to skybygramophone.com. Fast and free shipping, secure checkout. And of course, at our showrooms in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland. Don't forget our Kitchen Design Center in Hunt Valley. Be sure to stop by though. We have a ton of Bowers product on display. We'd love to demo it for you, because if you have the ability, you should always hear it first. All right guys, thanks for being here. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Chat with me in the comments down below. Any questions that you may have about the 705, the rest of the 700 range, or really anything, ask away. I'd love to talk to you. And of course, be seeing you.